to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of November 9th, 2020. Every week, we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
This week, we're complaining about a scary robot and obsessing about Thanksgiving. We're also taking a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today, we're going to just mix things up by talking about exotic pets. Because I don't know if you saw the map that went around on Facebook recently that stated, with no supporting evidence, so who knows if this is at all true, but it said that if
everything on the internet is true, Catherine. What do you mean?
Especially on Facebook.
Should we be suspicious of things? What?
So it said if you live in South Carolina, West Virginia, or Wisconsin, it is legal to own a kangaroo without a permit.
Unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
There's also 10 more states that will give you a permit for your kangaroo.
Oh my God.
So my question to you is, are you both moving to Wisconsin now so you can get a kangaroo?
And this relates to parenting because every parent who saw that quick hid the post and prayed their kid did not see it. Mom, we have a kangaroo. It says here
I thought
it's okay.
it was bad when my son wanted an alpaca.
Yes. I remember that. Wow.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law had a raccoon.
I remember you saying that.
I found a article online, and again, we trust everything we see online, that lists the 10 exotic pets that are legal to own in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's hear them.
And raccoon was, of course, one of those, although it does say, I think, that it cannot be a wild raccoon. It has to be bought from a raccoon purveyor of some sort. And theirs was totally wild. So they got it down.
That's crazy.
Off the roof.
Did they tame it themselves?
I guess they did. They're a pretty, I don't know. But I think my sister-in-law had a raccoon before and when she was a kid, so she possibly knew raccoons. But also things that we could take into our home if we got a permit and did not have dogs because they would go completely bonkers. We could have a skunk. That skunk?
What? Why?
But they would have to be de-skunked, I guess,
right,
for obvious reasons. We could have a possum. Raccoon is on the list. Red squirrels.
Okay.
Ostriches.
Ooh.
I gotta see an ostrich in a backyard in New Jersey in the winter. I gotta think that animal would not be pleased.
Much like a kangaroo in Wisconsin.
Those things are like 8 feet tall.
I know. It's like, what, are you going to supposed to keep them in your garage over the winter or what? Boa constrictor, perfectly okay with a permit.
Okay.
Kinkajou.
What is that, like a monkey sort of thing?
It says it's an exotic pet, resembles a monkey, but is actually related to raccoons.
Okay.
And, yeah, that sounds like something you want crawling around your house. A coatimundi.
What is that?
Another raccoon relative, it says. Picture of it
really want you to have
it is a pointy-nosed creature with a raccoon tail that's hanging out in a tree in this photograph. Wow. Does not look like it would want to be in a cage in your kid's bedroom. But what do I know? Hedgehogs, the ever-popular hedgehog. Mm-hmm. And finally, wallabies, which are similar to kangaroos, no? Our Australian correspondent?
Yes, they're a smaller version. Yeah,
yes.
Similar.
Yeah, so it's like a good idea.
It's a home-sized kangaroo.
Yeah. I wonder if that's legal in Wisconsin. Since we can have kangaroos, could we also have wallabies?
It does say here, they are harmless, but will require secure outdoor housing to prevent escapes. I'll bet. I'm supposed to be in the outback. Why am I in a shed in your backyard? Get me out of here.
Well,
and then nextdoor.com goes crazy because you're looking for your missing wallaby.
And people are thinking you're talking about shoes. Weren't there wallabies? When I was in high school, there were wallabies that were a kind of shoe.
Yeah.
Side note, though, my mother, who did grow up on a farm in rural Australia, she actually did have kangaroos for pets on her farm. Yeah. So
you had the land, sure.
But they can get aggressive. So as with most wild animals. So she didn't keep them for long. They would head on out after a while.
They were probably just as happy to say goodbye to her.
Yes.
Are they in Australia kind of considered like a nuisance, or are they revered?
They're definitely in rural Australia where oh my goodness. When I was there a couple of years ago and we were driving from Sydney, the city, to my grandparents' farm, it was about 8 hours inland, and so it was considered very rural. And the entire way there, the highway was just like there are kangaroos everywhere, and there were a lot of them that were incapacitated on the side of the road because they're not only a nuisance to farmers, but they are also dangerous to drivers. And I mean, admittedly, we're in their territory, but
right.
But yeah, no, they're not very revered in. They're definitely seen as a bit of a problem. So yeah, but they were just on the side of the highway in droves, and it was just there was hundreds of them all the way. It was just unbelievable. So yeah, they're quite an interesting creature.
Well, if you follow the kangaroo
I was just going to say
on Instagram that Nicole had found for us.
That's as close as I want to get having a pet kangaroo. Is just going on there and like, oh, look at the baby kangaroo.
They're so cute. The babies are adorable.
And the big ones, the grown-up ones look big and like they would not be compliant pets.
No, I don't. And I think, they would need a lot of space. That's for sure.
Yeah.
To roam. Yeah.
How about koalas? Because they're adorable and they don't like move a lot, right? I mean, I feel like they would make a good pet because you just get a eucalyptus tree and put it in the corner of your living room and they just hang out there.
They poop on your head while you're watching TV,
they
though,
do.
right?
They are very messy. They're really actually kind of, So they're not very tidy and, but they're so soft. Oh my goodness. They're so soft. They're adorable. But they are also, they can get quite ill. Like apparently they have an issue with syphilis.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently koalas get syphilis.
Oh dear.
And it's very it's a big concern. So I'm not saying that that would happen while in your home, but I'm just saying they're prone to disease.
And also, can they give it to you?
Right? Like, I don't know, but
what are you doing with this koala?
But they can get very sick.
That is how Veronica Mars got.
That's true. Okay,
but no, but see, Australians are more, with koalas because they're a little bit more gentler species. They're quieter and they do sleep. Right. They're nocturnal, so. They do sleep. But yeah, I don't know of anybody who has like a pet koala.
It seems like they wouldn't be a very demanding pet. That's the criteria.
I think because of its health issues and its fragile.
Yes.
I think because of its fragile emotional and mental and physical health issues.
That's what we have teenagers for. We don't need to get a koala.
I don't think they're kind of like a, put it in the corner and it will be fine kind of pet. Like it's not.
It's probably a lizard for that.
Yeah. I think this would require some care and attention and a lot of money on vet bills. That's what I'm thinking. And a lot of cleanup. Okay. Because they are really, really messy.
No,
Yeah. See, that was the issue I had with the hedgehog. Yeah. When we had the hedgehog for a summer, like it was cute and it was kind of just cool to watch it, waddle around. But yeah, it was messy and also it's nocturnal. So you don't get a lot of, feedback because it's sleeping. And then, it just like poops a lot. And you have to clean it up. Constantly. So
we need the exotic pets that are continent and, well adjusted. Where do we find them?
Litter trained. Like I hear you can litter train a bunny.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Oh, I'm just reading quickly here that the other big issue with koalas is their food source. So apparently they're very fussy eaters. So they need a certain type of food.
Again, these sound more and more like children. I think that if you have children already, probably just buy one of them a koala suit and have them hang out in the corner. Yeah. Throw some toys in the corner and pretend.
Oh my God.
Don't they just only eat eucalyptus and nothing
it's a certain
else?
kind though. Let me just see. It's a certain...
Goodness.
They feed on a very limited number of eucalypts, which, so they need to live in forests or woodlands containing their preferred trees. So they need a very specific type of food source, much like me. I don't like my fruits and vegetables.
Nicole, I think you could have another career as exotic animal buzzkill and just go on podcasts whenever they're talking about exotic animals. Say, well, that would really be inconvenient for all these reasons.
Yeah, you don't want that. And then
parents would pay you to sit down with their children and explain why they can't get a kangaroo in their backyard.
And then the whole raccoon thing, I just don't get it. I mean, you could get rabies.
There's good money in that.
You. There's just no way.
I don't know. We've been satisfied with dogs and cats, and even that is sometimes more trouble than we want to go into. So
right.
I think for us, not so much with the exotic animals. Also, they chew things. That's the other. I was looking over that list of exotic pets that are legal in New Jersey and thinking, these are animals that kind of chew for a living, and they're probably not going to stop when they're in your living room.
Well, do you want to hear what California's are?
Yes.
This is what is legal in California. So hybrid cats. So they're technically domesticated, but they have some sort of...
Technically domesticated. Like us.
Some sort of wild cat in them.
I feel like Justin Bieber has.
Yeah.
I feel like I read that. So
he probably does. Zebras. Monitor lizards. You can have a monitor lizard.
Aren't they poisonous?
Big. Yes, and they're big. Oh, wait. The bite itself hurt no more than any other monitor bite. It just bled. Oh, I was just reading somebody's experience.
Oh, good. So it's just a bite. It's not a deadly bite. It's just then a painful bite.
He says that after about an hour or so, then it really started to hurt. Okay.
And then I died.
Yeah.
But before that, it was really cool to have one.
and then I lost dexterity in my thumb. Okay, yeah, I don't want to say.
All right, obviously. Skipping over the monitor list.
Okay,
what else?
American bison. You can have a bison in your backyard. You can have a wolf dog. So a wolf that's a dog, but also a wolf. A large constrictor snake you can have. You can also have a toucan, which is kind of fun. A camel, an ostrich, and for those listeners that are not arachnophobics, what is it? Arachnophobias or arachnophobia?
Have no fear of spiders.
Tarantula. You can have a tarantula. Why you would want a tarantula? Nice. I have no idea.
Why would you want a camel? I guess that's parts of California that are desert-like, because camel's not going to want to hang out in,
what can you do with a camel?
Why on earth?
Fresno.
What could you do? You could have camel rides, I guess.
Are really smelly. I've ridden. Oh, they're so smelly.
They're not pleasant animals, I don't think. They have their usefulness, but I don't think that they're, up for being members of the family.
No.
Yeah. The kangaroo sanctuary has a couple camels.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good place.
So
you can go
just
look.
Follow the kangaroo sanctuary and get all your camel and kangaroo needs.
All in one place. You can also get exotic pigeons.
Exotic pigeons. Not your run-of-the-mill pigeon. Which are annoying enough. Speaking of pooping on things, you're going to get an exotic pigeon that costs a lot of money and still poops on things. Well, we're not that exotic, but we hope you will still continue to enjoy having us in your household. That is it for round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.